Okay, let's see. So we want to create an instance of the create save game object, fill in the data, and use save game to slot, providing a slot name. Where can you upload images really fast? File dropper. Let's see. Okay, so what we're going to do is go into let's try the first person character, and let's say if you press tab, create save game object, save game, save game to slot. Slot name is going to be slot_1. User index, yeah, we don't need that. Okay. And then let's say, okay, so tab is hopefully, if we did this right, which there's no guarantee that I did. Let's do a, let's say enter. If I press enter, we're going to do load game from slot, slot_1. Okay. So let's see if we've got ourselves a save system. Yeah, this'll be new. Okay, and the way we're going to test this is right now we're in front of this wall. We're going to move way over here. Do tab. And I'm going to move way over here. Nope, that didn't work. Let's see. Let's see if this is even registering. I think it's because I haven't told it anything to save. So let's go back to save game. Let's see. Oh, we've got a handy image from Zuriel. Let me click this. Okay. There's a bit more than I've done. So this is what Zuriel posted here with save game. And let's see, create save game object. He casts to DS save game. And then he sets the target for the player data save struct. And then sets that as the save game object. Slot name, and then DS load game from slot, DS saved game. It's in your game instance. Oh, okay. That makes a lot more sense than trying to do it through the player character. Player data, set members in player data struct. Okay, well, I'm gonna have to play with this a little bit more. This is how Zuriel does his save games for anyone who is interested in saving games right here. So thank you very much for that. That was greatly appreciated, and I'm hoping you don't mind me sitting here, sharing it. You shared it in chat, so I'm assuming you're all right with it. Now the world knows how you save your games. How do you feel about that? Okay. Let's see here. So that's definitely gonna take me more time to play with and figure out. I'm gonna have to look up some stuff. And delete it. I know there's references and you're going to yell at me and all this good stuff. It's alright. Make sure. So 1 still working. Oh, that's okay, Akira. A game instance is, let's see, if you wanted to get to game instance, you come in her, do blueprint class, and game instance is one of the classes you can choose right here. And it's pretty much, it allows you to run different things during, like, play in editor, standalone, stuff like that. It's useful. There are some problems with it. I know there was a recent set of crashes. I think they've been fixed. I don't know if they're in 4.7 or if it's in 4.8 that it was fixed. So that's something that I'll have to check into. But be careful with game instances. Specifically, it's dealing with initializing. Don't try to initialize things before begin play. Because game instance actually happens before begin play. So if you try to do a game instance thing and set up objects through the instance, it gets kind of messed up. You end up screwing up a lot of stuff by doing that. And you just shouldn't do it. It's not a good idea. Okay, so are there, let's see, it was Orgshund had a question. 25, okay. Dragging over, whoop. Okay. And the question is less of a question and more confusion. Well, I'm confused. My game runs at 37.5 frames per second in standalone with VR on, but if I do play in VR in the editor, I get 75 FPS, and this is on a scene with only 25 draw calls. Ooh, that's interesting. Oh, IRTech, there's a lot of documentation on the different classes and stuff like that, I believe. I'll look that up in a minute. Okay, I'm confused. 37.5 FPS in standalone with VR on, but if I play with VR in the editor, I get 75 FPS. This is a scene with only 25 draw calls. Type of video card shouldn't be a major difference between standalone and play in editor. What scalability settings are you using? Let me. Okay. Let's see. I want to see if there's a difference even just here. So right now I'm getting about 56 frames per second, more or less. And then if I hit play in editor, I'm hitting right around 60. And let's go ahead and do standalone, save all. And let's see what happens when we go into standalone on here and see if it bumps it down. Why are you sticking off the side of my screen? There we go. Well, mine dropped a little bit, so it shouldn't drop like that, but I'm not sure why. Let's see. Oh, okay, so, well, at least you found something that might be at least leading you in the right direction. If need be, I would post that on the Answer Hub, possibly under the bug report section, because it could be that it's doing something that it shouldn't be doing. Just in case. It may not be. It may be something that's completely explained, but just in case, I would say it might be a good idea to go ahead and make an Answer Hub post about that specific frame rate issue, because that could be a bug. Whee! Okay. Anyone have any other blueprint related questions? Landscape, foliage, all that stuff. I'm pretty good with. And actually, while I'm waiting, I'm gonna go play with some landscape stuff. And let's just play around. Because the landscape editor is pretty freaking awesome, not gonna lie. I have no idea what I'm making either. It's just stuff. Tell us a story about landscape materials. Oh, well, this is a story all about how I made a material that completely jacked up the editor and ended up crashing it because I didn't set it up correctly. Has happened. I found out that early on in the editor you should not have used tessellated materials on landscapes, and it was funny because a user had done it and we didn't know what was going on because I was pretty new to materials, and I ended up putting I noticed that he had tessellated materials, so I was like, okay, well, I'll try it out, put the tessellation on it, and the landscape freaked out because all the vertices started jumping all over the place, and it ended up looking like a Bizarro World version of the Halls of Justice, where just all the vertices were all over the place spiking. It was pretty funny. Okay, Orgsha, great to have you here. Thank you for showing up and asking questions and whatnot. It was great to have you. Hope to see you next week. Let's see, save menu. Okay, what's the other question about the save menu? Akira Passion. I'm gonna keep playing with my landscape here while doing that. No, you still shouldn't use tessellated materials on landscapes, but you can now. But it's still not a good idea just because of the way landscapes are. Like, let me see if I can get into wireframe mode. If you look, it was pretty much taking every single vertice that you can see and trying to offset it by world position, which then distorted the entire landscape significantly. Game menus and a play load screen that opens at the beginning of the game. Opens just fine, and I even managed to get my mouse to show. Okay. But I can't actually click on any of the buttons. Did you set them up in UMG, or did you set them up as individual actors? Oh, Hobson, I never leave early. I stay here till 10 o'clock. I'll do better next time, Neil. I will... Jesus. That's my friends for you. Always want penises. I don't even know what DFGI is, Tim. Something about global illumination, something stuff. I don't know what that is. I know that people want other stuff, but I don't mess with most of the rendering. Rendering and particle systems, not my thing. His chat. Okay, UMG. Alright, so, have you made sure that your buttons have an on-clicked event? And are you trying to get it to do on-click or on release? There's a significant difference. And typically I recommend sticking with the on-clicked just because it's way easier to set up. You have to kind of jerry-rig the on-release right now. And let's see, what else could be going on? So like, with my with the widget that I just set up in here, if you'll notice I used the on-click event. then